Saibhai, let's start off with the game that happened last night, qualifier 1. It was being dubbed as a game featuring two best teams in IPL season 18, but at the end of the day, it turned out to be an anti-climax. The way RCB dominated that encounter, just 10 overs is what they needed to wrap it up.
Yes, when we went to the ground and saw the pitch, there was a bit of grass on the pitch. And when you look at, the history of pitches in Punjab, Mohali, for example, it's always had a bit of bounce, a little bit of carry as well. And so with this grass on the surface, it was very clear. And the pitch underneath was hard as well, that there would be a little more carry. And that's exactly what RCB exploited. They won the toss and asked Punjab to bat first. And then their new ball bowlers bowled exceedingly well. Bhuvaneshwar getting a wicket, Joss Hazelwood picking 3 wickets, putting the pressure on the Punjab batters, and then spinner Suyash coming in picking 3 wickets as well. So it was an all-round show from the RCB, and they fully deserve to get into the final.
Saibhai, let's take a look at RCB's performance first. There are 3 aspects to a game. There's batting, there's bowling, and there's fielding. If you take a closer look at all these 3 aspects, you can't really fault RCB. Are we to say that this was the perfect game and RCB were top-notch in all departments? They came ready for this one?
Absolutely. You can say that 100 times. You can look at the fielding efforts as well in the deep. The saves by Liam Livingston and Phil Salt on the boundary, saving 2 runs every time. That's a kind of fielding that lifts everybody else around up as well, makes the bowlers work that much harder. And they exploited the pitch to perfection. And then when it was their turn to bat, they made sure that there were no early inroads, because that is the only way that Punjab could have got back. Punjab would have been thinking about how they defended 111 against KKR a couple of weeks back. But RCB's opening start made sure that that was not going to happen again.
Saibhai, you mentioned at the start of this broadcast that, the pitches in Punjab, they were always going to help the fast bowlers, and that is something that RCB exploited. But my question to you is, on a surface like this, where the ball was doing a bit, put into perspective that 57 that Phil Salt got, mind you, at a strike rate of 200.
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant batting from him. He was anything short. He was quick to go onto the back foot and pull it away. Anything a little bit wide of the stumps, he was quick to drive it or cut it. So he exploited those first 6 overs of power play when only 2 fielders are allowed outside the 30-meter circle, and took the game away at that particular stage straight away. Didn't allow Punjab to get a foot in the door at all with his aggressive batting. So it was very important on a pitch where there was some help for the new ball bowlers, the new ball users, to make sure that they didn't get the early wickets. Like Punjab lost early wickets and were just not able to get back into the game.
So 2 things we've established. One, Phil Salt, of course, played an outstanding knock. But I'm going to talk about Punjab's batting. We know that the conditions weren't easy, but what would you make of the shot selection? Was there plan B missing? I know that high-risk approach has really worked for them throughout this IPL, but was today a day maybe for them to reconfigure, to recalibrate?
Yes. You play the situation. You don't play according to what your image is. And I think that is where they might have missed out a trick or 2, because this was a situation where it needed a little bit of circumspection. The ball was doing something. The new ball bowlers are only going to bowl maybe 8 or 9 overs. After that, there was going to be spinners coming into bowl. So they should have done that, where you played out the new ball like of Joss Hazelwood, not look to hit him for 6s, and giving yourself a chance to stick around over there. The more you stuck around, the more chances you have on this wicket to be able to score runs. Because this pitch again, once the ball settles down, once the ball becomes a bit low, you can play through the line and get the boundaries. But Punjab looked in too much of a hurry to hit 6s rather than boundaries, and that's where they fell.
I mean, the one thing to note there is that imagine it's qualifier one and Punjab did not even play their entire quota of 20 overs. I mean, strike rate is another thing. Many will say not to play the full quota of 20 overs is criminal in that sense. Who knows if they got to 160, 70, what might have been. Just trying to look at reasons, Saribhai, we spoke about, how good RCB were on that day. And it's fair to say that PBKS in that sense froze on this big day. I'm looking at reasons. Could one reason be the fact that RCB have been there? They have the experience. This is the 10th time that they've finished in the top 4. They've played these important games in qualifier multiple times. For Punjab, it's only their second occasion being there. Could that be a differentiating factor?
It can be. Looking at, the uncapped players in the Punjab team, it can be. Can be a factor where they are not, used to this kind of pressure. When you play the league games, you know that there's another game coming up, another couple of games coming up. So you can go and try something different. But in a knockout game, you know that, this is going to be the game where both with the bat and ball, you have to do well. And that puts additional pressure. And that is the kind of pressure that they were not used to, the young Punjab team. And they succumbed to the pressure. And therefore, their shot selection was a forgettable one.
So I'm just looking at this very interesting stat here that's just popped up on my laptop. This is the 9th player to win the Man of the Match award for RCB this season. Fair to say this is probably their success mantra. There's no one or two heroes. Everyone's chipping in. Today, there was that young leg spinner in Suyash Sharma.
Yes. I think that actually tells you the story of RCB this year. Is that they haven't been reliant on one or two players. One player in batting, one player in bowling. Everywhere, somewhere or the other has put their hand up and taken the team home. And I think that is the key to what we have seen, why RCB are in the final and possibly will be the champions on the 3rd of June.
You talk about possibly will be the champions. I'm seeing another stat. 11 times out of the 14 playoff scenarios that we've had in the IPL, the team that's won qualifier 1 has gone on to win the championship. But I was looking at a few visuals, including that of Virat Kohli. There were no over-the-top celebrations by RCB. It seemed like that at that end. It's a very important game to win, but no over-the-top celebration. I saw Virat also do a gesture of there's still one game to go. We heard from Suyash Sharma also at the post-match saying, yeah, we are happy, but we're not celebrating tonight. Clearly tells you this team has been there. It's been to finals. It knows what it is like not to win a title. This time they've come with a different mindset.
Yes, they know that they still have one big game to play. And so they're not... getting carried away by this win. This is a massive win. This is, as you said, the biggest win in terms of number of deliveries left. So any team could get carried away. But because this team has had experience of being in the final and the disappointment of losing the final, they know that they have one big battle ahead. So they're not getting carried away, and that's the way to be.
What do you make of Punjab Kings from here? They have another shot. That's the good thing of finishing in the top 2. Can they, put this aside, or this hammering is going to weigh heavily on them? How do you see their future in the tournament now?
Oh, they'll be back because it's a different pitch at Ahmedabad. That pitch in Ahmedabad will not have the same bounce and carry. So their opening batters, for example, will be able to score freely. And then at 3, 4, 5 or whatever it is, their numbers, they've got batters who can take them to 200, definitely. So I think this will be something they know, that this was a pitch that didn't suit their batting approach, but the pitch in Ahmedabad would be completely different. So I won't be surprised if what we saw today, RCB versus Punjab, are the top 2 teams being in the final again on the 3rd of June.